Welcome to our video interview today. We have with us Dmitry Khrarchenko, and we are honored to have him today because he is the visionary founder, CEO, and board member of Techbiz Global. Dmitry is a trailblazer in the tech industry known for transforming recruitment and software development through innovative strategies and a deep passion for technology and talent. Under his leadership, Techbiz Global has grown into a leading force serving a diverse range of clients across 20 countries leading from startups to major enterprises. In this interview, we'll explore Dmitry's journey, his approach to leadership, and also how he continues to drive growth and innovation at Techbiz Global. Let's begin. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this impressive introduction. Happy to be here.
Oh, sir, it's our pleasure. So we'll get started talking about your professional journey. So you have over 20 years of experience in the tech industry, holding various roles from being a technician to a CEO. So if you could just walk us through your professional journey and share us that how each role contributed to shaping your vision and approach as a leader.
Thank you for the question. So a little intro about myself. So I'm Dmitry. I'm founder and CEO of Techbiz Global. Our profile is of the company is we're providing mostly recruitment software development all over the world. So my professional journey is pretty long, I must say. It's more than 20 years. I think in general, right, so I believe that every company and almost every experience, right, so especially a long one, impacting your characteristics, right, so as a leader and overall your approach, right, so and different things that you can apply in the practical world later in the business. So let's start, right. I mean, I think the first biggest impact was in the army. In the army, you definitely learn to be resilient and lead under pressure in different situations and so on. I was more on technical side. I was in cybersecurity, but this definitely impacted my leadership style. Then you know, in career, I was a hands-on engineer, which I'm super proud of. I'm still techie in my mindset with the business knowledge right now. But overall, you learn how to problem solve, right? I mean, because when you work as engineer, as technician, right? So you need to tackle different challenges every day, right? So on technical level, and this is also impacting obviously your behavior. Then in the career, I founded my first company around like almost 20 years ago. This was a company which is also in the tech and recruitment space. And this was first entrepreneur experience. And you definitely learn how to not only lead people, but also lead customers, right? So customer experiences, collaboration, partnerships, and so on. Then in my career, I started to build startups. I built 4 companies in different roles as a chief technology officer, chief data officer, founder. And every company obviously contributed in something else. I was part of 2 exits in this career path out of 4 startups. In one startup, for example, we learned a lot how to align tech with business growth, right? Because it was a very fast-paced company in cybersecurity, which we made an exit after almost 2.5 years. Another one, we in the fintech space, you learn about risk management, how actually to pick up your good investors and corporate investors and the venture capitals. This is also quite a learning, right? So it's very impacting how you manage the company. Then everything related to scalability. I was part of Bonify, which recently sold to Schufa, which is one of the biggest, let's call credit agencies in Germany. We were focusing on how to actually lead the scaling culture and scaling product in general. Another company impacted me in terms of regulation and compliance. I mean, I was working in the most heavily regulated probably company in the fintech and the insurtech, which were working with different banks and so on. And there you learn how to actually lead under heavy compliance and regulation landscape. And now, right, I mean, like every day is a learning, usually in the entrepreneur experience. Now I lead a successful organization as founder and CEO, right? So, I mean, I think I truly believe in authentic leadership, right? So, I mean, it's Yeah, hierarchies sometimes is needed and so on, but I believe, right, so it's very important for a leader to be authentic, to be honest with its own partners, workers, and so on. I believe in people first culture, right? So after all this experience of my career, I mean, business is very important. It's very important for you, for investors, for profits, and so on. But it's not less important to be driving together and grow together with the people that you are leading, because who build companies is actually people. And everything I think related to innovation. I mean, throughout my career, I was building a lot of different innovative products, features, collaborations in several countries. So I believe this has also very impacted my leadership style because, for example, in our teams right now, we using the top tools, right? So, I mean, top innovative tools on the market, right? So it doesn't matter which business I'm doing. So I'm trying to really instill this innovative mindset in terms of tools, in terms of methodologies, right? So into the teams that I'm leading. I believe this would be my answer on your question. I can speak about this another 2 hours, but I think it's enough to get the basic idea.
Oh, yeah, sir, definitely. It's excellent, by the way. And so, you mentioned a lot of parts about the next question that I'm, asking right now, that Techbiz Global has become a significant player in the IT recruitment and consultancy space. So, what exactly inspired you to create the company? And also, how does it align with your broader vision of combining technology and business to drive success together?
Yeah. So thank you for the question. So, I mean, like, 2 words about the Techbiz to set the stage. So, I mean, Techbiz Global is focusing on recruitment. It started as a company in IT recruitment, and now we are doing also non-IT positions and recruitment of the talent because many customers actually, after our successful services in IT, will started to come into us and asking, okay, so can you help with non-IT positions? So overall, right, so the idea was very simple. Throughout last 4 companies, almost every company had a challenge with either finding the right talent, either finding right cultural fit, either cost optimizations and so on. And a lot of things were around the talent. And in general, right, I mean, I already built one such company in a local country, but not in international level many years ago. And I wanted to actually to solve this problem of okay, so the companies, especially startups from which world I am, will get the right talent with the right setup, with the right price, and not just working with another agency, right? So which is trying to sell some resources. So we are doing it differently. Here comes the combination of exactly this tech and business world. So first of all, we are building a long-term relationship with the clients and partners. So we are not hunting for another €5, right? I mean, we are more about okay, let's build something together. Let's grow together. Let's see how we can support each other in different challenging situations because startups are having challenging situations. So it's not only about the profit. It's really about building the relationship with the customers. Regarding combination of tech and business, right? So I'm myself successful chief technology officer and chief data officer, founded a couple of startups before. So, I mean, this gives tremendous value to the company because if, for example, startups are coming to us and asking for help on consulting or hiring certain talent, we always can assess whether it's the right decision or not. And we can help them to actually change different decisions, right? So about the talent acquisition from the real experience that I have and some of my team members have. So, and this comes very well. We are doing, for example, free consulting sessions really for how to grow the startup and so on. Regarding the, our ultimate goal, right, is to enable our customers with sustainable growth, right, so, and strategic innovation. That's why we are doing not only recruitment, we're also doing many things relevant to software development ourselves or with partners. And I think another thing that I can add to the this combination of tech and business is that it's very important to understand both sides to build a successful company. Nowadays, I think that almost every company is in the way technological, right? especially in the startup world. So many of our customers, right? I mean, I think we have around 80% of our customers are startups of different stages. But now we also started to work with different banks, for example, right? So we have enterprises like biggest private banks, without giving names, of certain countries, right? So working with us, and they're still tech companies, because we are working with tech departments which are building innovative products for those banks and so on. So that's why it's very important to understand both sides when you're providing services like recruitment and software development, because you can actually understand the business much better. And I think nowadays it's prerequisite. I believe that's it, right? I mean, this is my answer.
Oh, that's amazing, sir. And so, because as I mentioned in the introduction, that you've been, across 20 countries, and also you talked a lot about startups, and also you talked about a lot of challenges. So my next question aligns to that, building and scaling companies across multiple countries such as Israel, Germany, Norway, must have presented you with unique challenges. So if you could share with us some of your major obstacles that you faced, and also how did you navigate it through them?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're talking about the, for example, current status quo, right? So we have clients in UK, US, Germany, in Uzbekistan, in Asia, and so on. And obviously, it brings some challenges, right? I mean, I think the first very noticeable challenge that you need to learn over time when you are building international business is cultural differences, right? I mean, is like starting with simple things like when certain country has a holidays, right? So that you will not fail in certain way that you are trying to plan your project or acquisition, and then finally you discovering that actually this country is not working for the next 2 weeks. Starting with those things, ending up with, for example, in Asia, many countries, they are very traditional, right? So there is certain way of doing business in Asia. So I think it's really, if you want to build a business or hire people in a certain country, it's always beneficial to understand the cultural environment, right? I mean, their traditions, their way of doing business, way of communication, and so on. For example, in the startup world, many people doesn't use business cards at all, right? But when I was on trip in South Korea 2 months ago, right? I mean, nobody is using anything else but business cards, right? So such small nuances, right, are very important, right, to really integrate into the local market. The second thing, I think, it is more about the regulation. Every country obviously is different by regulation. For example, if you are talking about Europe and especially Germany, it's about data privacy. It's very important in Germany for many companies, and especially it's regulated pretty heavily. However, opposite on other countries, right, it's much easier going. So that's why the regulations are pretty different, right? So there are different bodies that are governmental bodies that are regulating different aspects of technology and employment, especially. That's why you need to understand really the local policies. Regarding talent acquisition, right? So I think it's also different. We are hiring people in probably, I don't know, already 20 countries. But the thing is that every country is slightly different, because even talents, right? So for example, engineers or head of sales, right? So they have different requirements in the local market. For some countries, for example, it's more important the insurance. In some countries, it's more important, for example, to get certain benefits relevant to relocation, right? So every country is different because the mindset and culture is different. That's why the values that people see in the overall package when you actually hire somebody, they are slightly different across the countries. Then I believe another thing that I can mention is this market adaptation, right? I mean, it's like every market is different, and that's why it's very hard to sell the same package with the same conditions, with the same service across all the markets. You really need to adapt your service with probably discounts, percentages, or value proposition, right? So for certain market. And this is another challenge that you can overcome. You should overcome, right, if you want to build successful business, on the local market. I'm not mentioning a lot of other things like how to coordinate remote team, right? I mean, in 20 countries with the time zones and so on, but I think it's pretty obvious for every business as a challenge.
Oh, so that's awesome. That's awesome, sir. And so, because you've led so many of the executive roles, and you've had great expertise in the tech business, and you've built a lot of startups as well. So you are known for your ability to inspire and lead diverse teams, especially in challenging environments. So how would you describe your leadership philosophy, and how do you also ensure that your teams are motivated and aligned with the company's goals?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, I mean, as I said before, I believe in authentic leadership, right? So, I mean, and people first culture. So, with this comes, first of all, everything related to empowerment. Just trust your people, give feedback, receive feedback, make sure that they have educated autonomy, means that they can work by themselves inside the team. You just need to make sure that you set goals clearly, and you set the environment for collaboration across the teams, right? So towards the clear vision. The second thing, probably, as I mentioned just now, is you need to make sure that the goals of the company and the vision of the company is not only defined but also clear to all the people which are working in the company. And then you need to make sure that actually we are sticking to our values and our vision and not steering to something else. So empowering, clear vision. Regarding the transparency, I think it's very important. I mean, like, I'm a fan of transparent communication, right? So whether it's positive news, whether it's challenges, I mean, like, this really helps to ease a lot of topics, like, for example, flat hierarchies, right? I mean, in my company, everybody can approach everybody with any topic, right? So, I mean, and this is really ease a lot of things in terms of transparency and communication. I think diversity is a very important topic, right? So, in my leadership style, I can give example. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in 2022, by statistics in Europe, the ratio between female and male in the companies was around 46% female. So now, for example, in Techbiz Global, we have 66% female. So we have more female than actually male in the company. And it's not only about this, it's about the multicultural approach. It's combining different skill set like introverted and extroverted and so on. I think diversity is really helping. I think you build much better companies with diversified talent. And I believe, last but not least, this is probably what was lacking in my career when I was employed, is recognition, right? So, I mean, recognition and celebrating together success, I think, is not less important than actually making progress in certain project or in certain acquisition. I think celebrating success together with the team, and it's not only about the incentive structure. Obviously, we have incentive structure. But it's more about, like, I mean, really truly sharing this emotion of achieving something together, right? So, and sharing this cultural emotional attachment, I think it's very important for the company. So, I mean, this probably would be the key points for this question.
Oh, that's amazing, sir. And also congratulations on having such a holistic and diverse team culture. That's amazing. So, you lead so many of you've served so many of the roles, and you constantly juggle between the work-life balance. So outside of your professional life, how do you find inspiration to do outdoor activities and spending time with loved ones? And also, how do you balance your intense professional responsibilities with your personal life? And how does this balance contribute and effectively as a leader?
So, I would say it's several questions in one. So, I mean, let's start. I mean, like, how you find inspiration, right? I mean, and in general, how you moderate the balance. I believe this is probably the core topic. I mean, so what I believe is very important is that you have your own scheduled free time. This is when you manage the business, especially as an entrepreneur, especially in startup world, right? I mean, it can drain your energy, right? I mean, so you need to make sure that you have a scheduled outdoor time, family activities, right? So I mean, I literally put it in my calendar, right? So, and this is a must because this opens, this really clean up your mind, right? And giving you additional energy and giving you other perspective on the things. And I think it's very important. I think it's also important to clear the boundaries, right? So it's very hard to do in entrepreneurship when is this working time, when is this family time, right? Because suddenly you receive a call from investor, or suddenly you receive I don't know, like some notification that you need to take care right now, because actually in your time zone it is in late evening, right? So but in Singapore probably it's exactly the middle of the day, and you need to, you know, as much as possible to really separate when it's possible the personal and private life. For example, I know this weekend me and my wife traveling to Leipzig without the kids together, right? So just to spend time together because it's really important. And there was no the emails, calls, or anything else because you as an entrepreneur just need this time. I think another point which gives you know, energy and power is everything related to vacations. I'm usually taking very long vacation once in summer. It's like 3-4 weeks, right? So vacation, I really almost don't work besides a couple of days during this time. I'm trying to delegate as much as possible. And the other thing which is very important is a supportive system. Usually every entrepreneur has, let's call it supportive system, whether it's different colleagues from previous work, whether it's other entrepreneurs, whether it's family and so on. And my learning is you will be surprised, you know, how many problems and challenges you can solve just simply asking for advice, right? So from your network. I think this is also helping to move forward very well. And if to summarize, what really drives me is I think I really love what I'm doing. I mean, over years, you go in this career because of different choices. One might be money, for example. One might be is progress with the career. But I think now I'm the stage where you know, I can choose what to do, and I'm super happy about this because I'm truly doing what I love, right? I mean, and this is, you know, like there is no better place at work when it's your hobby, right? I mean, and I would not say that, you know, building a successful recruitment company is my hobby, but it's definitely what I love to do. So I mean, this is really gives a lot of positive emotions and energy.
Well, that's fantastic, and congratulations for having, striking that good work-life balance. So, we'll move to the last question and we'll touch upon the future. So, looking ahead, what are your goals for Techbiz Global and the IT recruitment and consultancy industry? And also, how do you envision your company evolving to meet the future demands of technology and business?
So, I mean, like, first of all, it's global expansion, definitely, right? I mean, we are growing, we are acquiring new customers, we're building new relationships and partners. So, I mean, currently we are active in several countries, but we are doing a lot of things now in Germany and especially in Asia, in Singapore and South Korea. Second thing is about the innovation, right? I mean, it's like, for example, if we talk about generative AI, right? So 2 years ago, it was not that publicly available, right? So like it is now. So it's very important to keep up with innovation. So I think we are here to provide new skill set and new services relevant to innovative products, right, to our customers. And let's see, maybe we'll build our own product at certain point. In general, I think it's very important that Techbiz Global will grow as the company who is really truly contributing to the talent and tech ecosystem, especially in Europe, right? So we are a German-based company, and I think we are doing so far pretty well with my personal initiatives and with the company initiatives and partnerships and different things that we are organizing together with our partners. So I think these probably the three things that I could mention, right? So it's global expansion, everything related to be customer centric with innovative products, and maybe, as I said, we will build our own product, and really contributing to ecosystem, right? So because the more we as a companies similar to Techbiz Global contributing to development of tech in Europe, the better environment for the business and also for the people who live in Europe, especially in Germany, as I'm in Germany, we will create. And I think it's very important that we will just continue this journey.
Oh, so that's great, sir. So this brings us to the end of the interview, but is there anything that you'd like to add?
I think, towards the end, majority of the questions was about the journey, leadership, and so on. I think to summarize, I would say, try, if I would give advice, right? So many people asking for advice, right? So for especially young entrepreneurs and so on. I think truly believe in you, ask for advice, and try to pick up what you really love to do, because the result will be much more better, and you will feel much more better if you will go this direction. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, sir, those are really wise words, and you're quite the tech maestro, I would say. And I want to wish you all the best for your company ahead and for your future endeavors. And I hope it was a lovely, insightful interview with you. And I hope that you also have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. Bye. Take care.